Hey Fae folk, welcome back to another Monster High unboxing. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new G3 Jinafire Long doll, and I am so excited to get into her. Okay, obviously I'm always excited whenever I get to unbox any doll, but especially Monster High because I love the brand so dearly. I love G3, but it's so exciting to me, especially when we get to see new characters in G3. We have seen like animated versions of Jinafire in the G3 like cartoon, but this is her first doll, and so it's just really exciting to get to see her in like this physical format, the format that I personally enjoy the most. Like I do prefer the dolls to the show, even though I do think the show is pretty solid. But yeah, like getting to see her in actual doll form is just super exciting for me. So you can see her in her box here, and then the back of the box does have a little bit of information about her as well as like a bigger version of the art, so you can really appreciate that, really take in all of her lovely details. Now, obviously, Jinafire does look different this generation, and listen, just not to harp on this, but like it is a new generation. I think that while people are upset about the change, and I do understand that change can be really hard, at a certain point we have to just be like, okay, yeah, it's different. Like it's okay. Changes are going to happen. That doesn't mean that it has to be bad. So like, I don't mind it. I also know with Jinafire specifically, I talked about this in, I think, my dolls I do want video, but I want to touch on it again just because like not all of you might have seen that video. I believe, like from what I've heard, a large portion of why they changed her like design so much, and especially changed her entire body and her skin tone and everything, is because in Gen 1, Jinafire was golden, like she had a golden skin tone, but being a Chinese dragon, the golden skin was kind of close to like a yellow skin tone, and so therefore kind of like a negative stereotype about Asian people, and specifically for Jinafire Chinese people. I do understand that you could make the argument that gold is different from yellow, and like there hopefully was not any harmful intention there. But I do understand why they wanted to change it and wanted to move further away so that there was like no conflating that with a negative stereotype. And I think she looks really pretty in green. Obviously, she's just in the box. We have to get her out. But before I can do that, we have to go through the rubric score real quick for Jinafire. So for emotion, I gave her a 4. I didn't want to cry seeing her, but I am really hype. Need to customize. I gave her a 4 as well because I think I might want to redo her hair. We'll talk about it more once we unbox her. Quality, I gave her a 5 because I'm pretty sure she has a good hair fiber. So like we're solid there. Number of pieces I like, she got a 4. And then uniqueness, she gets a 5 since she is a brand new character to G3, which means that she scored a total of 22 out of 25 possible points. So yeah, I was totally right to snap her up the second I could on Amazon. But yeah, that's the score. That's the intro. I feel like that's probably everything I needed to say. Mostly I just want to tear into this box. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop off camera real quick, unbox her, and then we will reconvene to discuss everything she comes with and all of her details and quality, and hopefully have a wonderful time doing so. So I will see y'all in a second. Alrighty, everything has been unboxed. Jinafire is in her timeout corner because we have to look at her accessories first, and I am ready to go. So to jump into these accessories, we're going to start off with this pair of sunglasses that she has that have like a sort of, I can't tell if it's like meant to be flame or clouds. Because like the dangly bits are kind of making me think, oh, clouds, like it's like raindrops. But then the shape of the lenses kind of looks more like fire. I'm not 100% sure what the situation is here, just to be perfectly upfront and transparent. I do think they're cool. I just I don't know what they were going for. That could be a me problem though. Realistically, that's probably a me problem. I'm probably just unaware. But yeah, she's got these little like semi-transparent purple sunglasses. Then next up, she has a little sketch pad where you can see here where she was like designing pieces. I can't tell if it's like all jewelry, if she's like implying that she designed the jacket too, but Jinafire is a fashion designer. So we've got like her little sketch pad here for her designs, which is very cute. On the back, it just has the Monster High logo with like the spider web molded on there. And there is the thumb hole so she can like properly hold this so you could display her or play with her holding this, which is super cute. And then to go with that, she does have this little pen here, again with a thumb hole, so that she can hold it, so you can like have her actively drawing in your display. And I do think that is completely adorable. Next up, we have her phone, which like is wildly impractical, let's be honest. She has a really cool dragon sculpting on the front of her phone, actually. And then on the back here, it kind of like continues on, and we've got like some waves and clouds. Objectively, this is like a super cool sculpt. You couldn't use the phone, but this is Monster High. It doesn't have to be realistic. I think it's a cute little accessory, and I also really like the color. I think it's a very pretty, like periwinkle sort of color. I'm here for that. Next up, she has 2 bracelets. They are both like a very slightly shimmery, like jade sort of color. It's really, really pretty. This first one is a little thicker, and then the second one is just like little jade beads. Really, really cute though. I'm excited to see how these look on her. Then let's see what's next. Okay, next up we'll do this little like bust mannequin. I feel like I this reminds me of a full mannequin that like you might use to sew with, like you might use to like drape and plan your clothing, but also kind of like those itty bitty posable mannequins that you use for drawing. I do find it interesting because it definitely looks more like a mannequin that a seamstress would use in terms of like the shape and everything, but it's so tiny. Is she like making doll clothes, or is this just like to practice ideas on? I don't know what the situation is. Obviously, they like weren't going to give her a full size mannequin. Like that would be a huge accessory. So maybe this is just like a nod to the fact that she sews. I don't know. Again, maybe slightly confusing, but I do think it's cute. Like I'm not trying to shit on it. I think it's cute. Then we have a little hanger that she comes with, which is kind of whatever to me. This is maybe my least favorite accessory she comes with. That's nothing to say like against the hanger. I just won't personally use it. Then next up we have her drink, which I'm just now noticing most of the characters come with a drink and a food, but Jinafire doesn't have a food. To be fair though, this is a yogurt drink. So like it's not the same as water. It definitely is like, I feel like kind of an in-between between like a food and a drink. So maybe that's why she didn't get a food also. I do think this is really cute. I like the sculpting and like the mold and everything on here. Or the sculpting and the print. The sculpting and the mold are kind of the same thing. But I think it's cute. I do have like a tinge of extra red right there. It's not a huge deal to me, but just like pointing it out in case y'all would be bothered by that. Because, you know, I get it. You're paying money for something. You want it to look great. Then, okay, two more. The pet, okay. I have feelings on the pet. I'm going to let him just like sit there. So this is the first time Jinafire's ever gotten a pet, which some people are very excited about, and that's super chill. I probably would be excited if I liked the pet more. Don't know that much about foo dogs. I've like heard of them. I've seen the statues of foo dogs. I think this is meant to be that, but like mixed with a more like modern dog, because it doesn't look exactly the same. I also could be completely wrong. Like I am not trying to say like I'm a super authority on anything like that. But I feel like that's maybe what they're trying to do. I just don't particularly love the design, just from an aesthetic standpoint. Like, if they are trying to mix in like the foo dog, I think that is cool because it's obviously like part of the culture, and I think that's nice. But just from an aesthetic standpoint, I'm not like a super big fan of the pet here. Mine is also not printed super duper. I feel like it's not showing up on camera how bad it is. Like around the white here, it's like almost crusty when it meets the red. It's worse on this side for sure. And then the middle section here is like, again, crusty is like the best word. It's not that it has a crusty texture, but it looks crusty. Like the paint wasn't applied properly and kind of like flaked off onto the red a little bit. So he is rather misprinted. I would say if you are waiting to find this doll in stores, definitely don't forget to check the pet if you are like a fan of the pet. For me, it doesn't really matter that he looks like that because I don't really like the pet in general. But yeah, just like a note for y'all to pay attention to that. And then the last accessory she has is her backpack here. It is more of that kind of like jade colored plastic, which is so pretty. Like it has a shine to it. So obviously I'm going to love it. These straps are a softer plastic than the bag, and they are gold. You can like see here, I'm wiggling them about. So you could definitely like pose those on her arm or something. The bag is very interesting though, because obviously you look at it, and if this was a real bag, it would open with this flap here. And by the way, the sculpting, so cool. It's almost like a door knocker. Like that's high key sick. The bag opens, but not that way. So there's actually a hinge here, and you can pop it open that way, which is super, super interesting. Like, I guess I do kind of understand, like, especially with the dangly, like, knocker design, it may have been much harder to make the bag open from the front. I just think it's kind of funny that it's a bag that opens, but it, like, doesn't open how you would expect it to. It doesn't bother me, but, like, again, I just feel like I gotta point it out. Kind of amusing. But, yeah, I think it's a pretty bag. But that concludes her accessories, which, like, are really just the part that I had to get out of the way so that I could talk about the doll. So let's start talking about the doll. You are no longer banished to the corner, girly pop. You're allowed to come out. Now, I do think mine is ever so slightly wonky. It feels like she's just tilted ever so slightly. I did a poll on my Instagram to see if I was crazy, and most of y'all agreed that she is ever so slightly wonky, but like not that bad. And personally, like I can't even see eye wonk that people are talking about half the time. I feel like I'm just not super sensitive to it. So I wanted to say that because again, I think she is slightly wonky. So if you are someone who's more sensitive to that and notices it more than I do, maybe a good idea to wait until these dolls start hitting stores so that you can pick one out instead of ordering one online like I did. But for me, she's not wonky enough for me to want to return her. Like I still think she looks cute. So looking at her makeup, I didn't even notice this in the box, but out of the box, there's like a slight smudge with her eyebrow there. But the eye makeup, this is so pretty. Just like the layers and the details are honestly crazy. She's got like the purple eyeshadow. She's got some decorative, I almost called them swirls. They're not swirls, like half circles, almost kind of reminiscent of scales on the bottom, like eyelid. And then on the top, she's got red and gold. Like there's just so much going on with her eyes. And I love it. I love a good dramatic makeup look. Her lips are just bright red, super cute with two little fangs on there, which I love to see. The little fangs are just so precious. Her ears, hello. Obviously, Jinafire is mostly green, but she does have little gold accents to her body sculpt. And in this case, she has gold ears. I do not know why the G3 ears have such a chokehold on me. Like it's a very interesting feature for them to like be putting so much effort into, but I love that they are. I feel like they're so cute. It's like a very subtle detail. I mean, over here with her hair, you can't even really see it, but I just think they're so pretty. And she does have her ear pierced like very high up on this side, which is quite interesting. Like she doesn't have like the lobe piercing. It's like higher up where this little red earring is dangling from. Very fascinating. This side, she's got a couple of piercings, and on this side, they are little like jade hoops. I love the mismatch look. Y'all already know this. I think it is so precious. Getting into her hair, she's got a beautiful blend, and I really just want to highlight this. It's mostly purple. There's a few different shades of purple with, mm, I want to say that's black mixed in, either that or an extremely dark brown, but there's just a hint of green that's like on the underside of her hair. And it is so pretty to me. Like this hair blend is so gorgeous. You don't even see the green really, like from the front, you get like a hint of it. But I really want to restyle her hair so you can maybe see a little bit more of it because I just feel like that is such a gorgeous blend. However, with the hair, taking a look at her top of her head, you can see scalp pretty clearly there. I mean, it is pretty clear. It's one of those things where like if it were on the back of the head, I might not say that it's super thin rooting, but because it's right at the top, like right by the part, and because of how her hair's styled and boxed, like the fact that I saw it like this without digging for any scalp, it does make me feel like maybe she's a little bit thinly rooted. We are going to check back here. See, like that I feel is pretty normal rooting. It's just maybe they could have used a little bit more up top. That might not be everybody's Jinafire. Obviously, like this could just be a me thing. But I do have to point it out, you know, that she's got a little bald spot. Granted, I already planned again on restyling her hair, so like I can probably fix that, but I just wanted to point it out for you. The reason I want to restyle her hair is just like taking a look at the doll. I think her design is incredible. I mean, I bought her, so obviously I like her. But I do just feel like maybe she was missing either a hair ornament or a slightly more intricate hairstyle. Specifically, I want to see like a little bit of volume up top. I don't know why. That just feels like something that needs to happen. So I'll redo her hair and it'll be fine. But that's why I'm like so already like aware that I'm going to restyle her hair. But yeah, moving on from that, we have this adorable jacket. So it's like this red faux satin material. It's really beautiful in the way that it's structured, like the way that the armhole is done. There's like an extra piece, an extra panel to make the shoulder look more dramatic. And I think that is so pretty. We've got the gold stitching throughout, and especially we have gold cuffs down here, which is just so beautiful. We have like a charm sewn on here. So this piece is plastic and it's like sewn with a thread onto there. It's all like very pretty. And I don't think I have any loose threads or anything, which we love to see. We love the quality. I am going to pop off her hands real quick, actually, so that I can put on the bracelets and take off the jacket so y'all can see what she looks like without it, so we can look at her shirt underneath a little bit more easily. I guess we can just look at her hand sculpt real quick. So her hands are gold, and they've got like a very faint scaling detail to them, more of those like layered half circles, and also super long nails, like claws. I love it. I think these are so pretty and so fun. And like, I understand not all of her body is sculpted like this, and some people are disappointed, but the pieces that are sculpted, like, they're so beautiful. I also feel like lacking the sculpting on like her main body, that's something that's mostly covered up by clothes anyway. And I kind of understand why they wouldn't want to take the time to put budget into sculpting something that's mostly always going to be hidden. And then like they would give her more accessories instead. Cause I feel like she has a lot of accessories. So I don't know. I'm not upset about the sculpting. That's not to say that you're not like allowed to be upset about it. But like for me personally, I think it's totally fine. So here are what her little bracelets look like on, one on each hand here. The other thing with the hands is I know some people are disappointed that it's not more like the knees where there's like painted scales there. I do understand. Like, I definitely see the point. For me, it doesn't bother me. Obviously, again, you're allowed to be bothered by it. Like, I'm not going to tell you you can't have your thoughts. But I just like, it's fine to me. I don't think it's really that different than, I mean, I guess Laguna's and Spectre's legs are like more of a gradient. I don't know. I just like, I mean, Spectre's hands are like this where her hands are clear and then like her forearm is white. So it doesn't really bother me, but again, just something to point out. Looking at her clothing under here though, the necklace is a little like beaded jade necklace. And then we have a faux halter top. So she's got red ribbon here that makes it look like a halter top, but it does go around her shoulders instead. Just closes up with Velcro in the back. I think this top is so pretty. The like clouds with that metallic purple color is so, so gorgeous to me. It's just so pretty. I really love the color scheme for this doll. Like, I think they honestly nailed it. It's just so beautiful. We do have a belt for her, which is a separate piece. So I'm going to take that off real quick because we do have to investigate the tail a little bit at some point. Oh my God, my hands. There we go. I don't think the belt is actually hard to get off. My hands just don't always work. So here is the belt. Separate piece of plastic. As I said, as you can see here, I did take it off. Mostly red with a little bit of gold painting on there. I really like the design for this. I think it's super, super cute. Underneath the belt was this skirt, which is just so, so gorgeous to me. I love fabrics like this. I'm not 100% sure what this would be considered because I don't know if it's like technically a jacquard fabric or even if I'm saying that right. But it kind of reminds me of that where it's all the same color, but because of some of the threads being shiny, you still get the impression of a print. And I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. We have more of those. If you know what these are called, let me know. Like the circle upon circle upon circle. Because I feel bad just calling them that because I feel like I'm wrong or like I'm missing something. But yeah, we have more of those and some clouds and like a dragon running through. It's so, so pretty. The pleats and everything I think are absolutely gorgeous. Just so fun. I do want to know though what I was curious about. So obviously she has like her tail, which we will investigate in a moment. Sorry, I'm half off screen. Her shirt has just like the one Velcro. Her skirt has two sets. So there's one like above where the tail is and then one below. I'm just pulling gently. Okay, so I don't think this comes out. If I recall correctly, I believe that Gen 1 Jinifire's tail came off, like you could pull it out. I know like the werecats you could. So I think that in Gen 1 you could have Jinafire too. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this is actually my first Jinafire doll. I didn't even say that. I've never owned a G1 Jinafire doll. So like this is my first experience. You cannot pull this tail off though. So don't try. It will not go well for you. It's definitely not meant to be removable. It is cute though. Long gold tail with like the green tip. Absolutely gorgeous. Then of course her legs, we've got a lot of scale detailing on the like lower half of her legs, the calves there, and then just some painted detailing at the like above the knee to try to blend it in a little bit there. I will say when I hold her, you probably saw that. Are you not going to do it now? Okay, no. Maybe it was just the angle that I was holding her at, but her knees do seem to fall just a little bit. There we go. Maybe ever so slightly loose joints. It's not a problem for me, but like, again, I just feel like it's something that maybe y'all need to be aware of. And then we come down to the shoes, which I think are absolutely magnificent. The sculpting alone is really beautiful, right? Like, even on this side, like the inside is not painted. The sculpting of the dragon and everything is so, so pretty. The sculpting on the heel, come on. So pretty. But then they also overlaid on the outer side this gradient from a light purple to a shimmery green on the dragon. And it just pops. It is so, so, so pretty to me. I just genuinely love it. I do feel like the paint is maybe ever so slightly off sculpt. Or maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe ever so slightly. It's definitely not bad though. And then we've got red painted detail on the front here. I just think these are truly exceptional shoes. Like they're so pretty to me. I'm very pleasantly shocked by them. Like, not to say that I didn't think they looked pretty in the stock photo, but just like getting your hands on it and getting to see all the details in person is different. I do want to take one off though to see what her little feeties look like. Okay, so her feet are like normal feet. They've got that scale pattern that goes down almost to the toe. But aside from that, they're just regular little feetsies. So that concludes everything for Jinafire. I think it's interesting. I feel like she came with so many accessories and so many pieces. Like, am I just wrong? Has it been too long since I've unboxed a Monster High doll? Because it feels like to me, I mean, she's got the pet and then the bag. And then excluding those, because I feel like those are kind of in a separate category, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other little accessories, plus like all the jewelry that she comes with and like all of the clothing pieces she comes with. I just feel like that's very impressive. And I do really like her design. Like I said, I think the color scheme is immaculate. I really like the body sculpting that they've chosen to do, even though it is a little bit more limited than the Gen 1. I tried to say variety and version at the same time. But even though it is like different, I do think that the sculpting they stuck with is really, really pretty. I think her face is gorgeous. I'm a very happy camper with this doll. I think my favorite thing, I think the hair blend and then the face, or not the face, the like body sculpting and just the overall like design of like the ears and everything. Those are probably my favorite things. My least favorite thing is I do think there is a little bit of quality control with this doll. I mean, I have like the dog that's kind of misprinted there. Like the hair being not perfectly rooted, specifically like at the part line, like that's a little bit iffy to me. Again, the back looked like it was fine, but missing that little section at the front feels kind of like something. Maybe a couple of like misprints on the shoes. Like I said, I don't think it's anything horrifically glaring, but also again, like I'm going to say it. I do think there were some quality control issues with her. Granted, this is most likely the first round of production because I ordered her literally the second that she became available on Amazon. Didn't get her the second she became available on Amazon. I had to wait like a whole month. I'm being a baby. I know. I'm just like complaining for the sake of complaining. I'm not trying to be a little shit. But so she's most likely from like the first or second round of production, right? So it is possible that the quality control will get better going forward. Like Mattel might notice some of these things and be like, oh, we gotta be careful about that. But yeah, just something to be aware of if you feel like you like can wait, like if you can handle not having this doll in your hands immediately, it might be good to wait and go in person if that's something that's an option for you to kind of make sure that you pick out a face and accessories that within the box seem like they're good. But ultimately speaking, I don't think the quality control issues are horrific. Like they don't feel like doll ending quality control issues like we have with some dolls. So for me personally, I'm still very happy with her. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to redo her hair and get her all dressed up and ready for display. Very, very excited about that. But definitely let me know your thoughts down below. I want to hear all your opinions on her new design and the quality and everything like that. I just love hearing what y'all think of the dolls that I present on here. But that's going to be it from me today, guys. I hope you're able to enjoy. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night, whatever it might be. I hope you're having a lovely holiday season, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.